Well, my friends, I'm here with Teresa Martison. She is the executive director for Share Omaha. We've got something really fun coming up, or actually, that is happening right now. You guys always have so much stuff going on. Teresa, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Andy.
Well, let's just talk a little bit about Share Omaha, just in general, and the organization, when you started, and what do you do, and how do you serve the community?
You bet. So Share Omaha has been around for 5 years.
Wow.
What we do is year-long, 24/7, every day, offering simple ways for neighbors, nonprofits, businesses, community donors to get together and choose from ways to donate, ways to volunteer, ways to attend fundraising events, and ways to shop for good, which is right now, back to school shop for good. And in choosing those, the beauty of Share Omaha is you can do what you care about or what you're most interested in. You can filter by cause, you can filter by, gosh, when am I available? What am I interested in? Or am I looking for my teenagers or my kids? Can they volunteer? So you can filter and search by any of that. And that's what the platform's all about, is online place for those connections.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know that you have right now, because you always have different things throughout the year, but right now you have a Share Omaha community-wide back to school drive,
Yeah.
which, yeah, we are right in the midst of it. And so what is that all about?
Yeah, so back to school drive community wide going on right now. Um, it's 16 local nonprofits who have designated what they need most, or all of it, what they need
Sure.
for those they serve with their nonprofit, the participants of their programs, which equates to more than 6,500 students. So we've got 16 nonprofits doing a drive to make sure that 6,500 students get what they need to get school started, get off on the right foot. And the beauty of it, Wells Fargo is making it possible, is presenting the as part of Shop for Good, this back to school drive for these 16 nonprofits to get together through Share Omaha.
And how do people yeah, how can we what can we do?
You bet. So it's like, gosh, well, how do I get involved then? Who do I support? What do I do?
Yeah.
Right. So if you go to shareomaha.org, it's real easy. Shareomaha.org backslash school. Or
And actually, I don't mean to interrupt. I went to shareomaha.org. I'm on just the homepage, and you can, the very top, it says
Yep.
back to school drive. So,
Yeah, you can't miss it,
yeah,
right?
you can't miss it at all.
Yeah.
But
So if you click that
yeah,
banner, if you click that
yeah,
banner, Andy, it'll take you right there. And you'll see the 16
yeah.
nonprofits. And under each nonprofit name, there's a button you click, shop for items. That's where you're going to see in detail pictures, how many are needed still. It's very streamlined. You're going to see the standard colors, markers, folders, but you can be confident that, okay, I'm getting what's needed. Wow, they need 50 more backpacks, or so it's all clear. And if you do make those purchases online, it's all streamlined, it's set, gets delivered where the nonprofit has designated.
Yep.
So you can pick from those 16. The other benefit is if you look, most of those, if you look under that button, some
Hmm.
of them, well, most of them are allowing a drop-off
Yeah.
location, which is really cool because my kids aren't little anymore, but I can imagine, well, if you've got your little kids, you're going to do your school shopping, you could hop around the site and look for, let's grab a few extra things while we're school shopping, drop them off on the way home. So you might want to check that out too, in addition to the online donation link.
Yeah, I mean, and I love that too, because sometimes just having that, it's so easy and convenient, and that's the great thing about just being able to shop online. But sometimes when you are out there with your kids, they want to kind of be more involved in this than clicking a button on Amazon or whatnot, and they
Mhm.
want to like then go actually drop something off, and that just makes them feel more connected to the
For
organization.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the 64 pack sharpener. I think there's a 96 one now, but I could see going, oh, I want to make sure, another kid in the community gets that 64 pack. So absolutely.
Yeah, and the great thing is I'm looking through this list. I mean, I actually know most of these
Yeah.
organizations, but there are a couple that I'm not familiar with. So it just makes
Yeah.
me more familiar with yeah, some of the organizations out there that just don't kind of don't have their name in the
Right.
spotlight, or and but this helps them do that.
Yeah, you bet. And some of those come to mind, Andy. One is Emerging Ladies Academy. Okay,
Yeah.
so they need the
Yep.
standard school supplies, but they also focus on STEM. So check this
Yeah.
out. They focus on age 8 to 16, but they're also looking for STEM kids. So they're looking for things like salt-powered robots, hydroponics, growing in a jar with just water. That's cool. Or coding kits, age-appropriate coding kits. So that's really neat. Other examples are Three Sisters. They need some, they have chosen supplies for their participants. They're focused on fitness, finance,
Yeah.
and art for women and girls. So that's kind of neat. We've got Big Brothers, Big Sisters, Bluebird Cultural Initiative. One of the things on their wish list items is supplies for local Native college students.
Yeah.
So that's really neat. And then, the Child Evangelism Fellowship of Omaha, Completely Kids, COPE, CRCC, the Children's Respite Care Center, Down Syndrome, Alliance of the Midlands, colors, markers, the standard
Yep.
notebooks, folders, but they also need hand sanitizer, tissues, and water bottles, and all that's listed.
Yep.
Educare Omaha, North Star Foundation, Open Door Mission, Omaha Home for Boys. So yeah, there's a really good mix, and it's really fun to look through what's
Yeah.
needed. And yeah.
Absolutely. So, all right. So we're going to talk about, and I talked about this before we hit record, but, um, so what is the battle for school supplies? What does that mean?
Yeah, so this whole effort is just getting more and more contagious with the back to school drive. And so this Battle for School Supplies is an event. There's a concert at Stinson Park, August 12th and 13th, New York Zarbin, it's Battle of the Bands. And what they've decided to do is local businesses and organizations have come together and said, hey, let's have a fun contest. So you purchase supplies and bring the supplies to the concert and just drop them off near the band that you want to support and want to win the competition for the most school supplies. And
Okay.
that's what that's about. So yeah, August 12th and 13th. So check out the list, the list of items, and take them to the concert.
Do you know, I mean, do you happen to know, do we go to Stinson Park to find more information out about the Battle of the Bands, probably?
Go to the website, go to the shareomaha.org website,
Okay.
because the Battle of the
Oh,
Bands information
okay. Got it.
is
Okay.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that certainly makes sense. So, that sounds just so super fun. That
Yeah,
just,
the best part is, it's like I said, it's contagious.
yeah.
And I love when people join in and take it from there and come up with new ways to make it fun and competitive. It just impacts even more
Yeah.
people. So
Yeah. All right. So what's happening? Just kind of for, some last words in the next minute or two. What's happening moving forward? I mean, like, kind of what's your next thing? We have back to school. Do you have, like, what's your next piece that we're looking at?
yeah. So back to school, and thank you to those who have already donated and who will, take part in this effort. And then so moving forward, looking to the fall, we've got ongoing volunteer needs. There's so many, I'd mentioned the filtering and what you're passionate about. For volunteer needs, we've got Hunger Action Month in National Hunger Action Month in September. We're currently talking about, the well-being aspects of volunteering. So that's something you can search for, just the feel-good nature of volunteering. So we're focused on that. But another thing too is in the fall, there's a lot of fundraising events that
Yeah.
are nonprofits that is kicking up. So you can bet every week, if you look on our fundraising event calendar, you're going to find an event there. And then also we're, looking forward to November, shareomaha.org, you can give any day all year long, volunteer any day all year long. But especially the big day for local giving in Omaha will be the National Giving Tuesday. We'll localize that, and that's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, following Cyber Monday. So we'll be gearing up for that as well. So more to come on that. So that's what's keeping our nonprofits busy, and just making sure, you know, we do what we can to help them serve their mission, and let folks know what they can do to help them serve
Yeah,
their mission as well. So
that's just so awesome. So how many nonprofits do you have now on your
right.
on the site?
You bet. So the Share Omaha website platform we've got more than 720 nonprofit organizations, and their presence on the site, that's how we hyper focus donations, volunteering, events, and shop for good for them. And those 720 plus nonprofits are located in Douglas, Dodge, Saunders, Washington, and Sarpy County. So in the Omaha metro.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I remember when you kicked off Share Omaha, and I can't remember. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but I think you wanted 300 or
Right.
or 200. I mean, I don't there
Right.
was a number that seemed kind of so astronomical at that time, because you were just
Right.
starting. And look
Right.
at how this has grown, and it will continue to grow. So that's so exciting.
It will continue. And the magic number, I remember 147 that first year, right? But yeah, we've, look how much we've grown, but it's thanks to the community. We're
Yeah.
highly philanthropic. We're a community of, caring and giving, and it is contagious, and the momentum keeps growing. So it's really been awesome.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Well, Teresa, thank you so much for joining me today. I know we'll be talking again too as we get closer to Giving Tuesday and all the things happening with that. So, but again, thank you. And folks, yeah, shareomaha.org, back to school drive 2023.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Yep, you are welcome. And folks, don't go away. We will be right back. Well, my friends, I'm excited to be here with Chris Mahaffey. He is the CEO and Scout Executive at the Mid-American Council, Boy Scouts of America. Chris, so great to see you today.
It's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for having me on this afternoon.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, what's happening? I think it's been, last time we talked was last year. So what's going on at the Boy Scouts?
Well, we're at the end of summer, and we may have just experienced a lot of heat, but the 16th coolest summer on record for Nebraska has yielded a wonderful summer camp experience for us this summer. We've had over 2,500 people come to camp over 5 different weeks to experience the adventures that we offer. A lot of kids made it through their first week of camp, their first week away from home, and have learned confidence and self-reliance, and realized that they can do a lot of things on their own, which is part of what any summer camp experience offers a young person. So very successful summer in our eyes.
Yeah. How many kids do you have at the camp?
So at the camp, over 2,500 people, included some adult volunteer leadership, parents. I have to give you the breakdown at a later date on that, but we had an increase of camp attendance from last year to this year in those same comparative numbers. We serve roughly about 7,200 youth in the Mid-America Council as of year end.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit. Let's just talk a little bit about, who do you serve, and what's your mission?
So our mission, paraphrased, is to instill values into young people that will last a lifetime. And it's very intentional. That mission's been written that way for more than 113 years at this point. But we serve young people, boys and girls, starting at kindergarten in a program called Lion Cubs. Parents are deeply involved in that program. It's once a month. They get together and they do an activity. When I was a kid in kindergarten, going to the fire station or the police station and getting to learn about what our community servants do for us was a really big deal. So that's part of what that program is about. And then as our young people get older, the program progresses. Parents aren't as involved, but they're still involved.
Yeah.
Then by the time you get to our Scouts BSA program, which starts at 11 and goes through 18, that's really where scouting as a community comes together to help raise the child. And you've got a great group of volunteers that are helping instill character and values in young people and leadership. That's a really big thing that we do is we teach leadership on a daily basis to young folks, help them make decisions that maybe not have been the right ones to begin with, but help them coach and put them right back into the scouting game, and not give them a time out to sit and think about it. We are a safe place for young people to fail and learn and get right back in the game. So it's why I love what we do.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah, very passionate.
Goes to camp on Sunday, and you can physically see the change. They stand, the way that they present themselves on Saturday when they get ready to go home.
Yeah, wow.
Being involved in the scout programs, whether they've used a pocket knife for the first time to carve a bar of soap, or they have learned to swim in a week of summer camp in our aquatics program, or they've gone off the 50-foot tower and overcome a fear of heights. All of that helps build a young person into a leader for tomorrow.
Yeah, I love it. And like you said, when they come on Saturday and then or Sunday and they leave, that, a week later, that you can physically see, you can just physically see the confidence that that they've changed. They're a different human when they leave. Yeah.
They most certainly are. And the biggest change that I've ever seen in young people is when we send them on a high adventure. This summer, I got to take 8 girls and 3 other adults, and we went to and we spent a week on a 50-foot sailboat in the Keys. Wow. And the confidence that just those 8 scouts got during that week of sailing a boat that size, fixing meals for all of us that were on board, working through conflict, overcoming fear, sleeping on the deck where they were amongst the stars every night. And you get them home and mom says, this isn't the same kid that I sent with you. It's because of the experience that they got to have that scouting gave them. Yeah.
I actually just got chills, tingling chills all over my body, because it's so amazing. Well, let's talk a little bit about fall recruitment, because it's around the corner or here.
Yes, school starts here in a couple of weeks. Families are making choices about what activities to put their children in. And a lot of times families say, we don't want to get too overcommitted, which I totally respect since I have 3 children. But scouting fits into everyone's schedule if they will allow it. There will be scheduled football games and fall baseball. You've got practices. But scouting is really driven at the younger age, in the elementary school age, by parents. So the advancement that happens, yes, there will be a meeting a month and a couple of den meetings, but typically those are flexible to when the most folks can meet. So I'm encouraging families, give scouting a try this fall. Even amongst all the busy schedules you've got, do something with your kid where you can be on the field of play with them this fall, not only learning a game and life skills, which we teach in Cub Scouting and our Scouts BSA program, but you're helping coach them along in life by helping teach them some of these things. So your kid's going to get a flyer that comes home in the Friday take-home folder or in your electronic newsletter from your school, depending on how it goes. There'll be yard signs out in front of every elementary school. There'll be volunteers at open house nights. We'll have a special night for just scouting to go back and sign up and get involved. Take a chance. Come and check out what scouting has to offer. I can guarantee you, after being in this scouting program for 39 years in August,
wow,
scouting is not the same in 2023 as it was in the 1980s and 90s.
Right.
It's a different program. It's a safe program, and it's a place for all kids to belong.
Yeah. 39 years. Wow.
I'm starting to show my age a little bit, aren't I?
Well, and I just want to talk to you about that briefly. So 39 years ago, where were you? I mean, what was your entry into?
So I was a Cub Scout in
Okay.
Knoxville, Tennessee at Bluegrass Elementary School. Was
Okay.
the first Cub Scout pack that I joined. And my mom was an assistant den leader. And after school, this is how much it's changed. After school, I would ride my bike to the den leader's house with 7 other kids, one of them being her own son. And my mom would show up and we would have a once a week Cub Scout adventure that we would do together. And then once a month, we would have this big meeting called a pack meeting where we'd have awards or we'd do something bigger as a group.
Mhm.
And it was a great way for my mom and I to connect at the time.
Yeah.
Because she was a stay-at-home mom while my dad worked. Just a sacrifice my family decided to make. And it brought us closer. And my dad got to join us on all those weekend activities. My little brother and my little sister sometimes tagged along, but had so much fun that my dad was an assistant scoutmaster for a while when we lived in Montgomery, Alabama. And then my brother joined, and we both end up as Eagle Scouts. We're camp staff, and I got recruited to come work for the Boy Scouts 23 years ago, and have enjoyed every single day.
Yeah, well, that's amazing. And I always kind of love to hear the journey that people take, especially when, here you are, CEO, Omaha, Nebraska, the Mid-America Council, and kind of see how you got here. So, and your passion.
It's been an awesome journey, not just for me, but for my wife and my 3 girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
A true blessing.
Well, before I let you go, let's talk about, the upcoming BSA Big Give Luncheon event. Is that, we're looking at December, right?
That December 6th, every nonprofit has a big gala lunch or a dinner or something where they raise dollars. What this event is, this is a fundraising or an awareness event as well. We don't typically charge for tables, but we would like to pack CHI with 1,000+ people in the room that day.
Yeah.
that may have a scouting story that they haven't told before.
Yeah.
Being part of a Cub Scout many years ago, or that dad that got to be a Life Scout and really wishes he'd been pushed for those last 2 merit badges. So December 6th, Clayton Anderson from the Strategic Air and Space Command is going to be our keynote speaker. And we've also got Beth and David Kramer, who are going to be our chairs for this event.
Okay.
We raised more than $500,000 that day, and we do so from individuals that have a passion for scouting, that here we're going to have 3 or 4 great scouting stories.
Yeah.
And know what the impact of scouting is on our community. And then there's an opportunity to support the Mid-America Council and continue the mission here locally.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty darn incredible event. And again, like you say, just come, but filling that room with 1,000 people, but you're raising funds, you're raising funds and raising awareness, but it really is a celebration.
Absolutely. There's so many good things that scouting is doing in our community every single day.
Yeah.
And for us to tell a couple of stories and for people to see the impact and to know that we share a common goal to make sure that we're helping develop young people to be the best leaders they can be for tomorrow using the scouting program. It kind of binds us all together in the scouting community. And we're able to support it with our time, talents, and treasures.
Yeah. Well, it's so great to chat with you today. I kind of love these, mid-year catch-ups and kind of finding out what's going on, what has gone on, and then what you're looking ahead to the fall and the end of the year, Chris. So thank you so much.
Andy, thanks for your time today. Love checking in with you mid-year as well. I look forward to seeing you at Big Gives Day, December 6th.
Yep, absolutely. So thank you.